if you plan to visit this amazing city. Look at this architecture.
Maybe you will change your mind.
Our living here. Good morning, everybody. I'm finding myself on a very cool, chill, but beautiful morning in Copenhagen. It's 5:50 a.m. and I'm not telling you yet where, but I'm heading towards Copenhagen airport. I have a very clear expectation in mind, and I want to find something from arguably one of the most visited cities in Europe. But before I tell you where I go and what do I want to do there, let's go to the airport. So two things worth noticing about Copenhagen and specifically the metros. Number one is that they drive themselves. I don't think it's because they don't trust the drivers, but it's very efficient. They come on time, every time. And number two, they are super easy to manage. Of course, if something breaks down, it's a bit of a problem, but in general, Copenhagen Metro is considered one of the most efficient in Europe. You have 4 metros to choose from in the entire Copenhagen area, and because of that, you need to change, like I'm doing now, to arrive at the airport. After a very pleasant flight, where I got lucky to have extra legroom and not paying anything, comes up to a Norwegian Air. It was pretty cheap also. I arrived on Dutch land, so not Dutchland, but Dutch land. I am in Amsterdam. I came to visit one of my old classmates from high school. I will meet 2 other classmates from the same promotion that they will come to Amsterdam as well. So I decided to do a small trip to see this beautiful city. I've heard so much about it and I wanted to come here for the past 3 or 4 years. I have one question in mind: can a city change my thinking? Or can a city change my perspective? And I will look at it from 3 points of view. Number one is the cultural aspect. I will definitely go to see a lot of museums, art, and feel the culture on the streets, in the people's opinions as well. On the same ladder is the culinary aspect. So let's see what food do the Dutch people have. I'm really curious, after coming from Denmark, living there for 5 years, really curious if they can surprise me. It's not that I like Danish food, it's just that I'm a bit pessimistic, I must say. And number 3 is the state of flow aspect. I want to see how flawless is the experience of traveling with the public transport, of getting from one place to the other inside the city, of going into a supermarket. Number one thing that I already saw is that Amsterdam airport is huge. I knew it's one of the busiest in the world, definitely one of the... I read that it's the 3rd biggest in Europe by size in terms of travelers. So I think there is approximately 70 million people traveling each year through this airport, because it serves as a connection hub, not only as a direct flight location. The weather is kind of cold, but in a good sense, so I can go with my bag and see a lot from the city. And I hope that by the evening we can get to Gogh as well, which is kind of close to Amsterdam from what I saw. I'm really excited about this.
Op de eindbestemming van Rotterdam Centraal. Ik hoop dat u allen een zeer prettige dag heeft ervaren.
Yeah. But maybe you will change your mind. But let me know. What is this? Ah, yeah.
It's really nice actually.
Yeah.
Really nice.
I'm going to try it.
Beatrix Water.
I wanted to tell you a thing or two about Amsterdam, since yesterday I had time only to film. Finding myself now in front of the windmill in Leiden, where my friend lives. The architecture surprised me. The buildings are very well preserved. The windows are a bit bigger, in my opinion. The houses are very close to each other. I also saw a bit of Hague yesterday. Basically in one day, or in 1.5 days, I had the chance to visually compare and feel the difference in Netherlands from three cities of three different sizes. So basically, if we talk Amsterdam, yeah, it's one of the biggest. Use the train as well. I use the ferry to go to one side of the canal to the other. Hague is a bit smaller though. I understood it's not that much smaller in size, but definitely in population, and you can feel the absence of tourists compared to Amsterdam. And Leiden, number 3, which is, they all share some kind of similarities. I don't see very much of a difference if we take the tourists out of the equation. But what I like compared to Denmark that really surprised me and gives the city a very nice vibe, no matter where I've been in all these 3, is the flowers. Imagine there's no flowers here, right? No flowers. It creates a very nice effect. One of the most beautiful streets I have ever seen. I didn't think I'll say that, but come on, like the contrast between boats, bridges, and sun in Netherlands is pretty nice, I must say. I found the thing that I wanted to show you, which goes directly under the cultural aspect, plus for cultural aspects. Here, tools of the trade, books. Select a book. I'm pretty sure that you need to put something back, or you can take one, I don't know. And you have even books in English. The Lighthouse Sisters, The Favorite Sister, too many sister books, I don't know. Anyways, amazing street, beautiful houses, bicycles everywhere. In general for Netherlands, the ease of walking, it's amazing so far. I arrived in Bremen, which was maybe unexpected to many of you, but I didn't say that from the beginning. This trip was supposed, or it was created in such a way that I will stay this weekend in Bremen and Hamburg with the guys. So if you're curious about how that goes and the comparison, check the other video for that and you will like it definitely. I wanted to show you my view here. I came to the hotel where we will be staying at. I bought myself a big glass of Beck's. Let me take a sip of this beer and try it with you here and see how it tastes. I'll be honest with you, I paid €6.90, so €7 almost for this beer. I could easily get it anywhere for cheaper, so it's nothing amazing. Also, on the road here, it was 4 hours. I got contemplating about the fact on why didn't I speak that much during the first day, and when do I speak in general in front of a camera when I have this kind of trips. And the first realization was that I speak when I have the mic attached to me immediately, and when I'm carrying the camera on my hand, because it's easy to carry, and when I don't need to go in the bag every time or look for it and get it out. I have a structure on how I want this vacation to go in terms of tourist sightseeing, right? But I don't have a structure on what will I say. I came here to form an impression, and I can tell you from one day, which is little, that Amsterdam leaves to or even surpasses the expectations, definitely. I can already give you a little spoiler. On Monday I'm going to Anne Frank's house, which is my desire. I'm going there alone, the guys don't want to go. Rijksmuseum, which is one of the coolest in Europe, apparently, didn't even know of it. The Royal Museum, Natural Museum, yeah. And the last one, Van Gogh Museum. Van Gogh is arguably the most known a Dutch painter after Rembrandt. So I have 2 cents to say about art because I'm a big fan of it. I've been to many museums following some of the most prolific artists of all time. Da Vinci is my favorite by far. Stay here. I will go and enjoy this beer and edit the last bits of the video that I have to post, and catch you on Monday. What's up, fellow human beings? I'm back in Amsterdam from my 2-day Germany trip. You'll actually find something interesting, I hope, there. But I'm back for the day in the Dutch capital, and it's a very busy day. I am heading towards one of the most popular museums in town, Anne Frank's house. I read something now that doesn't make me very happy though. I think with very high probability I'll not be able to film inside though. Of course I will let you know how it goes. It's one of the places I've actually waited a lot to see, and you had to book tickets in advance because they sell super fast. Also I have 3 other museums afterwards. I'm definitely feeling the cultural buzz of Amsterdam because of that, to be able to give it a full and honest grade. At the same time, wanted to tell you that if you plan to visit this amazing city, look at this architecture, super nice, super nice. I don't know why I'm wearing sunglasses on this weather, but anyways, I highly recommend you to buy the museum pass, which is 75 euros, but you can get into almost all the museums. You can also buy the transport card if you travel a lot. I didn't, because I didn't think it makes sense, but yeah, why not? So far, very chill weather today, but it gives kind of an interesting vibe, to be honest. I need to get fast there to the museum. I really hope I can get at least a photo, if not some videos. The museum is very narrow because it depicts the house itself where Anne and her family were hidden during the war itself. I think it was between 42 and 44. Let me check how much. I'm also using maps now, so filming using maps. The stairs are very narrow, the house is very small, and there is that famous drawer that they kept in front of a door to separate it from the secret room where they stayed for 2 years. Can you imagine that? 2 years hidden because of German occupation. And apart from that, I will see the room where she famously wrote her diary. That's the reason she's so famous. But I will tell you more about it, hopefully during the visit. If not, I'll catch you after that. Bought myself a coffee and want to share the experience with you. Never a happy experience with this kind of museums. I will let you read by yourself if you want the story of Anne Frank. I will not tell you too much history here. I will tell you what I felt inside that museum and what kind of museum it actually is. Some people think it's overrated. I think it's pretty cool. You have a little phone basically that you connect every time wirelessly, and everyone just keeps listening to the story while they go in different rooms, which is super nice. The filming and taking photos is not allowed, but I managed to squeeze 2-3 photos for myself because I thought I'm not doing any harm to anybody, and I really want to have these pictures for myself later. So, for example, I will post some of you here on the screen. I really got a nice feeling when I saw the actual diary that Anne wrote in, which is really nice. The bookshelf that was separating the secret annex from the real building is original. So that also had a bit of interesting emotional impact. What can I tell you? I mean, 15-year-old girl, she wrote some pretty amazing passages. I read them on the wall there with some kind of maturity that you would not expect from a 15-year-old girl again. I read something very nicely of her where she said that the exercise for today, she learned to speak with herself more than others on a table when they are sitting and eating, because she realized that first of all she will not be judged that much, and secondly she will not have many eyes pointed at her, and she will not have to listen to all the quarrels around this topic. I find it amazing, to be honest. 50 minutes, something like this, the entire tour. I really got immersed into the story itself. 8 people, they got hidden for 2 years straight. One of the most interesting aspects of their story, and this trip to the museum starts raining a bit. They thought, because they saw the Allies approaching in 44, they thought they would be liberated. And imagine living with 2 years straight with fear, not going out, having only a small terrace that is separated by a window, so you cannot even see the outside world that much. You can only breathe clean air, and you stay there for 2 years hidden in the hope that everything will be good. You see the Allies approaching, which means everything will be fine soon, and then the German SS knocks to your door and says, "No, we're taking you." That's amazing, and that's sad, but I'm really glad. This past year I've also been to Auschwitz and here, so I'm really developing myself in this topic of World War II because I want to gather true knowledge. So go and see it with your eyes, don't take conspiracies out there, read real stuff, see real stuff, make your own conclusions. Now I need to run towards Rijksmuseum. I have an entrance in half an hour. I will catch you from there, and another museum coming. Also, Van Gogh is coming soon. I am finding myself now in Van Gogh's museum with some paintings of him here. I just wanted to share a few thoughts with you. I would definitely recommend this museum. It's the first time I visit a full collection of art painted by the same artist. At the same time, his style is super interesting, and you can see how his paintings evolve because he took classes actually to learn how to paint, because he was very attracted by the idea of painting. And you can see how his coloring changes based on where he goes to paint, France, Netherlands, and so on. This museum is very busy, so please book your tickets in advance if you want to, or buy the museum pass, but also you have to book besides having the museum pass. Also one of his most famous paintings, which is the Potato Eaters. I think I sat 10 minutes in front of that painting watching details, exploring ideas. You can actually see and also the intent behind Van Gogh's painting was to paint a peasant type painting, right? So you should have smelled the bacon in the painting. This is what is written in the description of the Potato Eaters. You should feel the peasant vibe also around the room, in the way the coffee is poured. And I actually try to identify this thing to understand, is it a myth that people just pretend to find something in paintings, or is it bullshit? No, it's actually truly something that somehow opens your mind. I was very tired before I came to Van Gogh because I went to Rijksmuseum, also saw Anne Frank's house. I slept very badly at night, but I must say that this experience woke me up. It's the largest Van Gogh exhibition anywhere in the world. He painted, I think, more than 200 paintings overall, 500 drawings, and around 100 self-portraits, which is interesting. I will let you read about that story. In the meantime, I will show you what else I see that really catches my eyes.
It's like a, what do you call it? Like
Mamma c'è una condizione dai vari qua.
Nice to see you back again. Van Gogh was just a beauty of an experience. One of my favorite museums so far, ever. Highly recommended. Also, got to see the Royal Palace in the center here. Interesting experience as well. I didn't know that the Dutch heritage is so rich. Very nice rooms and amazing paintings as well on the walls. Very impressive actually. It left me with a taste that I didn't know that much about the culture before I entered the country. That made it, in all honesty, a bit more valuable. But I managed to squeeze all 4 museums in today. So culturally, Amsterdam has a very big plus. Amazing city. I don't even know which one. Like, look at this. I'm in the center. Everything that you look at, it's worth speaking about and taking pictures of. I don't know what city in Europe competes at this level with the cultural heritage besides Rome, Vienna, maybe London. Yeah, something like this, but very high in the standards in terms of culture. Food-wise, I didn't have that much experience with Dutch food, to be honest, but I saw that the market is very developed with all types of foods, from Japanese, Vietnamese to Arabic to basically anything you want you can find in Amsterdam, which is a plus, I must say. The last part that I wanted to talk about is the ease of transport. How well do you feel on the streets? How safe? How intuitive it is to get from one place to the other? How close is everything? Highly developed on that part. So Amsterdam was a change of perspective for me. Didn't have much expectations. I knew it's a nice city, I've heard it before, but it definitely taught me how to travel in a different style. I didn't put that much emphasis on culture before. I mean, I was going to museums and stuff, but I really had a very good time in general in the Netherlands. I saw Leiden, which was also a little gem hidden somewhere, very cute spot. Amsterdam is very big, very crowded. Like, take a look at this. This square is full of people and it's just 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I have to take a train and a bus today night because I'm flying tomorrow back to Moldova, where I didn't go for a long time. And I plan to do actually a very interesting video from there. I really hope that you have the time to subscribe to this channel because you will enjoy it. I didn't ever talk about my home country to a foreign audience, but this time I decided to do it. Thank you for staying with me and stay true to yourself. Peace.